Hi guys, answer one question. Do you like classical music? Today we're gonna talk about a movie which is considered one of the best movies in the world, 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick, 1968. It's so smart. After watching this movie you would be smarter than 98% of TikTokers. Well, are you ready to listen to some music, guys? I am. IFC. Well, so the movie begins with landscapes in deserts, then we see apes and boars talking and living together, then we see a group of apes by the water, they get scared away and another group takes over the pond. One day when the apes wake up they see an enormous pile of bananas and start swimming in it like Scrooge McDuck, knowing they are in monkey's heaven. But no, they see a weird black rock. Not as exciting, is it? One ape figures out the way it can use a bone of an animal. This invention leads to killing boars for food and using as a weapon against other apes. Suddenly, a sudden cut to a spaceship, making me feel like I fell asleep for a few seconds on math lesson. Floyd is traveling to a space station and meets Mr. Miller. There we see how the future looked back in 2001 and cry a bit. Floyd meets some people and they all talk about Floyd's destination, Clavius, and it's famous for an epidemic going there. Floyd gets to the moon and talks to some big fish about the discovery and how they will let the public know the truth, that it's not the epidemic. Floyd gets to Clavius and there in excavations we see the black rock as the one before. Also, all of a sudden it starts to make a loud noise. We cut to Frank running in a spaceship traveling to Jupiter, and David enjoying his food. Which makes me ask, why they don't drink it? Isn't it more logical to use straws and not metal spoons? They are not as heavy and they take less space. Anyway, we get introduced to HAL 9000, a supercomputer that takes control over the whole ship. David and HAL talk, then they get interrupted by a damage in some plate. David goes to the space and replaces the damaged plate with another one. David, HAL and Frank check the plate and find nothing wrong with it, so HAL proposes to place it back on its place. David and Frank get into the space capsule, disconnect with HAL and discuss what could happen, but they didn't know that HAL could read their lips. Now, we live in 2022. And Siri can't even close an app on its own. God. Frank goes to the space and tries to install the damaged plate, but loses some air. David gets into the capsule and rescues the dead body of Frank, but HAL doesn't let David inside the station. Nothing stops David and he opens the emergency door into the ship, somehow manages to survive, then goes to HAL's memory room and turns him off. He is being shown a video of Floyd talking about the aliens, which are the black rock in fact. Also, there is a strong alien signal coming from the Jupiter. David gets to the Jupiter and the climax happens. God, that's long. It's like really long. Sometimes I was rewinding minute after minute, minute after minute, minute after another minute. But I understand why it's so long. The director wanted to get us into the movie, make us believe, and I'm sure people believed. If you think it looks very simple and boring, well, I have to remind you that this movie was made in 1968, the same time people watched all those old movies like The Lion in Winter, The Odd Couple, Planet of the Apes and other. Everybody was kinda into apes back then. Strange. So, my only problem with this movie is that it's too long. However, if you're ready to spend 10 minutes watching retro futuristic spaceships and space life every 2 or 3 minutes, it's a great movie for you, no doubt about that. What I liked about this movie is the design of the future back in 1968 and realistic aliens. It's a classical movie. Some may really love it and say how great it is. Some may say it's too long musical. I will only recommend it to people who like this kind of stuff. But if you're more into pirates and want to laugh a bit, then watch one of the funniest cartoons in the world and click on this video. Go enjoy the parrots smoking pipes and cats washing plates. Waiting for you there. Yo ho ho. Or is it Santa's noise?